Okay, do I start? I feel sorry for the other side. My Brazilian mother would see it and be like... What makes your team's job meaningful? You're working hands-on with the business. It's essentially like within your power to change how a customer or a driver perceives Bolt. It's that they're bringing the analytical skills. They understand how to kind of pull the data about our customers, analyze the campaigns we run, or what pricing we have, and then they're working with people on the ground who can then tell us what is actually happening in the city. Because sometimes stuff happens that we just don't have data about, and it just takes asking like one person of, something's happened. It's I don't know, Beyoncé's in town. So yeah, it's about combining data with the real world. What impact can a new joiner have realistically? Of course, it depends on the role that they're in, but at any level of the team, they're going to be interfacing with how our customers interact with our product, what campaigns they can run, what pricing changes they should be making, or they will be looking at kind of customer journeys and seeing where is it that riders decide that they might not want to ride with us anymore, and then coming up with tactics of how to re-engage our customers or our drivers. And as long as you can back it up with data or like logical thinking that ties to kind of our key principles, there should be a decent amount of freedom. Who have you promoted recently and why? Do I need to give names? Okay. So, the most recent promotion I have made on my team or within my direct reports is our head of growth rights. That person joined 2 years ago as a manager and had all of kind of the right mindset, the right skills. If they're a top performer, they will be exhibiting all of our key principles that we operate with. They have acquired a lot of context internally, understanding how we run our business, how to effectively run marketplaces. It's not an easy task. It takes some learning and learning on the job. So it is something that I do often. Quite a few of my senior leaders are promoted internally, but it's not always the case that I will default to that. I think you get the best of both. What's your favorite growth metric? This one's easy. ROI. What kind of person thrives on your team? I think what really makes the difference of someone who's going to thrive on the team versus not is mindset. Is that person pragmatic? A lot of the times in our team, we're working with analytics, but we're working with live markets as well. So we have to make hard decisions of, okay, ideally, if I had all of the time in the world, I would go with this solution, but I have this market burning right now. I'm going to see through and realize that this 1 or 2 steps is going to cover my 80%. Second, someone who's curious. So I love someone who's ready to challenge, who's ready to ask questions, ask why we do something, and then someone who takes their job seriously or the work that they deliver seriously, but doesn't necessarily take themselves seriously. What are you most excited about? We're at this point now where the team's in a good place. We've got automation kind of coming in, taking away kind of the dirty or maybe less interesting hands-on work. And so now we just get to uncover a lot more about our customers, what drives them to order with us, what drives them not to, what can we do, how can we interact with them. So I suppose, I'm interested in what are the kind of cool new offers that we can do for customers, what are the ways that we can kind of personalize, like how we treat users, how we speak to users, and really engage with them, and then kind of like all of the like insights and research that surrounds that. This one doesn't make sense. You can only measure growth using whispers. How do you run an A/B test? I don't know how to compute this one. I should have got my nails cut for this. Can't do anything with them, but they're pretty. What makes you stay at Bolt? So I've been at Bolt 5 years now, but every 6 months we figure out a new area where you can make impact. So there's just consistent challenges. There's not really much of a constraint on what I can do or what we can do. There's always new challenges that we can tackle. So that's number one. And second, I would say it's the people. You're surrounded by people who are super smart, super engaged and passionate about what they do, and people who are going to challenge you. So challenge you to be your best self. Is Bolt corporate? I would say Bolt is more corporate than it was 5 years ago. Is Bolt as corporate as other places I've worked at? No. But I think you need a balance. We're working in a company. It's going to be corporate in some senses. You need some things that you would define as corporate, but if the question is like, are we so corporate that we can't get anything done? Absolutely not. There's still a lot of flexibility, a lot of room for you to kind of like define what you want to do, how you want to contribute, show up in ways that might not have been kind of like explicitly outlined. We still move fast. What's your best hire so far? I would say the best hire I have made so far was someone I hired 3 days before I started my job. He did great in the interview. He was interviewing for an analyst role. Within the interview, we decided to up-level him to a senior analyst. Then, 6 months down the line, I gave him a shot at being a lead analyst. 6 months or a year down the line, he's a manager, and now he's one of the most senior people on our team. Okay. Okay, shall I continue?
Yep.
What's a major red flag during an interview? Someone who doesn't take accountability for their own role in situations. I'm looking for someone who can learn and be kind of humble enough to say, like, this is what happened in this situation, this is what went wrong, this is my part in it, and this is what I would look to do better. So it's always okay for things to have not gone right, but what is a red flag is someone who can't take accountability. Yeah, okay, let's do it. What would you say to someone who applied before but didn't get an offer? What I index on a lot for people who fit the team is mindset and how they approach their work. And I think one of the key parts of like a growth mindset is being able to take feedback and then working on it. So if you've applied and you didn't get the role, 6 months is a long time, or a year, or whatever the time frame is a long time to kind of work on feedback if you've received constructive feedback. So I suppose what I would encourage someone to do is, if they've applied and not got the role, seek constructive feedback. If you're attracted to the company, if you share our principles, our mindset, then yeah, absolutely give it another go. What keeps you up at night? What keeps me up at night? I've worked very hard on my sleep hygiene. Generally, I try not to let things at work keep me up at night. Maybe in the past I have, but somewhere where I'm trying to get to is keep work-life balance. I don't know if this is helpful. I think we're going to be here a while.